In television, they banned me. They called each other and said, "Isko kaam mat do." I'm not a violent person, but I want to thappad them. I want to tell them to shut up. And I hope when I see them, I don't slap them. I'm very proud of my story. And if my story gives you strength, if it gives you hope, but I'm not going to tell you my story to buy a ticket to my film. How are you?
Let's do this. All good.
I purposely am wearing a cap today because all our interviews in all these years, you always had a hat and I didn't.
Okay, so you're wearing a thinking cap today. I've been watching.
नहीं है भाई, आपको पता वो अपनी thinking करते नहीं है, but
नहीं वो मैं आपका काफी चीजें देख रहा हूँ. So we'll come to that. It is said that art imitates life, but it seems that life is busy writing a very intense and passionate screenplay right now for all of us. You've had a very intense last few weeks. I believe you've just tested for corona as well, and you've come out negative.
It's the only time you will hear me say that I'm negative.
Right. So, had you been interacting with Abhishek by any chance for the promotions?
I mean, we met, of course. Right. We were dubbing in the same studio.
Right.
And we had different timings. AP was morning, I was afternoon. And last I met him was about 6-7 days back. And the last I went to the studio was 5 days back.
Mm-hmm.
But as protocol, I've got the testing done. Thank God it's negative. But I'm concerned. I'm concerned for the whole family. So I just hope that we get a good news soon that, Mr. Bachchan, Abhishek come back home and even everyone at home, they get out of this COVID. So I'm really, really very concerned about that, but I'm sure they'll be okay.
But how are they doing right now? Because
I don't know, I'm not in touch, but whatever we are getting to know is through the feed, like as much as you know, just waiting for everything to be okay at their end.
Just waiting for everything to be okay. All right. So, You've had I think very intense last few weeks. You are having several releases which are coming up this month as well. How do you sum it up?
It's a big bag of emotion, and there's so many things that are happening and they affect you. And what we are going through all over the world and in India, people are struggling with everything, life, emotions and stuff. So I did have my dip, and then one day I sat down, I said, you know what, if through my work or my words or my just going out there and connecting with people and talking with them and just saying, you know what, I'm in the same boat, but you know what, if I can make you smile, or if I just not even, generally when we come Faridoon to release, watch my film, I'm so excited, all that. To be honest, I don't have that. Am I happy that my work is coming out? Yes. Am I happy that all the people who I have worked with and, we are getting to bring our work out and people will see it? Am I happy? Yes, but I'm not like mentally crazy about it. What I'm happy is that in these times, if through us, through our work, through our interaction, if this world can, if India and, people can smile a little, rejoice a bit, I'll be very happy. So it's more about that. This is the first time it's not about my movie release.
You've done a lot of hard work to come this far, to see back-to-back releases. It has been a very intense journey for you. I saw one of your TED Talks that came out 2 years back, that you did 2 years back. I came to know a lot of things about you that I did not earlier. And we've had several interactions, and that too, like tell-all interactions. So I'll come to that shortly. But still, you had Breathe too. That is doing well. Practically speaking, because of Abhishek's COVID right now, there's a lot of interest as well in Breathe 2 as well. So a lot of people are watching it right now. You're having Yara, which is coming up. You're having Shakuntala Devi, which is coming up. So there is, I'm sure as an actor...
Just being greedy and abroad.
I'm sure any actor, as you said, will be gready. And
but let me correct you, bro. Let me just, not correct you. Sorry. Not that I'm upset or sad. I'm happy. I'm happy, but I'm not like I think in this time, if you are insensitive, time में आपको नहीं समझ में आया, and अपने ही स्वार्थ के लिए और अपने ही अगर आप इस वक्त सोचते रह गए, so I think there's a problem in you, man. So I'm just saying I'm happy that all this is coming out, and I just want to share that with people. Yes, I've worked very hard, but the whole world has worked hard. So it's just not about me. I'm not like taking it. I'm not like going and, do I want these films and this work to work well? Yes. I'm just saying at this point, we need to be a tidbit sensitive of the way of what the world is going through. I have nothing. I'm not saying be sad. I'm not saying don't rejoice. I'm not saying don't have joy, but keep it more macro than micro.
All right. Okay. Point taken. So, we've been doing a lot of interviews since the lockdown, and one of the takeaways that I personally had is that people are very stressed out. People are under a lot of stress, not only in India but all across the world. They need entertainment. They need distractions to just help them, just make them forget their worries and stresses, at least for those few
That I'm
hours.
happy about.
And that's where you guys are playing a role.
That's I'm excited. That's and very well put, bro. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about showcasing the work, and if in this time it can make people happy, and like few hours that you watch can make us smile. If my interview with you, our interviews have always been special without us trying to be, because you're one of the most amazing good people that I've met in this industry, who are warm and who are affectionate. So these are just tools. Like movies is a tool, web series is a tool, our conversation here is a tool. So right now I'm just saying, I'm just a little conscious that if through this we can make people happy, we can make people kind of increase their hope, or we can pass our hope to them. I'm happy about that.
Sensitive is a good word. I spoke to Manoj Bajpayee ji recently, and Manoj bhai, so we discussed this idea that why it is important to be sensitive. Obviously, now it's very, very important, but I think at all points of time, because many a times we are so caught up in our competition and competitive streak, and the fact that we tend to be very selfish, that we don't realize that there may be people around us who may be needing that ear, who just need to be talked to, and if they're spoken to, things can be so better. So I'm talking about whatever happened with Sushant, for example. So how important is it? I think your TED talk was an eye opener. I'll come to that shortly later, but how important is it to be sensitive, especially you who have experienced a lot yourself? Why is it important to be sensitive to people around us and listen to them?
I think without compassion, empathy, there's nothing. You're just like a moving crazy ball who's just bouncing. And I think ये सब जो चीजें हैं, जैसे कोरोना, दलाई लामा बोलते हैं कोरोना के बारे में. I think ये चीजें बहुत जरूरी है लाइफ में. And just sharing your happiness and with sensitivity, sharing with people, understanding their understanding the environment around you. And Manoj Bhai is a great example. I love Manoj Bhai. And I was in Uttarakhand, and he was a little far from me, just about a kilometer away where he was parked. But we've been talking a lot last couple of months, and it's just so enlightening. Whenever I speak to Manoj Bhai on a phone call, I feel like I've become better. So yeah, sensitivity is important. It's important. And I think as artists, sometimes, like you said, we get blinded with me. My wig, my work, my film, my clothes, my hair, my hat, my interview. I'm not criticizing anyone, because everyone has their own passage and part and calling and purpose in life. My whole thing was by that in this time, जो माहौल है, उसमें तो I think थोड़ा जागरूक होना, थोड़ा लोगों के बारे में समझना. मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. मेरा आज नेगेटिव आया, ठीक है, मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ. अब मेरी बिल्डिंग में मुझे सब कह रहे हैं आप ठीक है, तो I like to take my dogs down, my boys, take them for a walk. Today there's a senior gentleman. He said, Amit, we'll be comfortable if you don't come out of the house for 1 week. So I said, आप मुझे बोलोगे मैं 2 हफ्ते के लिए नहीं हूँ. आपका कंफर्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. इसको मैं उल्टा भी जवाब दे सकता था. मैं कह सकता था what, क्यों, मैं तो नेगेटिव हूँ, मुझे कोई नहीं रोक. So I just think थोड़ी सहज, थोड़ी समझ, सही गलत को भी भूल जाते हैं. Just I think it's time to for us to accommodate each other. I think that is what needed.
So coming to that TED talk that I was talking about earlier, so it's very interesting that you left your home at the age of 16. It must have been like, I think, one hell of a ride. You've lived on
I was on streets for a couple of years. I was a security guard in Benetton showroom in South Extension. Did a lot of jobs, cleaning, shop cleaning, watch, swiping, sweeping, jhadu pocha, all that. But I'm really proud of it. And to be honest, I'm learning how to be vocal about it. I have few friends who I know, and even a few fans, they message me and they say, why don't you talk? Why don't you say? And you've seen my change, bro. Because I think our first interview was in after Sultan. I'm rare. There's not an ounce of pretentiousness in me. But I think I'm now getting comfortable in sharing my story, because a lot of my friends and people tell me, you have a good story, please share it. So I say, I don't want to be a crybaby. I don't want to be like a victim, or I don't want but then I've been explained and I've understood this now, that I have a story of hope. It's an inspiring story. So now I'm kind of learning how to kind of share it with people. I'm very proud of my story. And if my story gives you strength, if it gives you hope, But I'm not going to tell you my story to buy a ticket to my film or to buy a subscription to an OTT platform to watch my work, you know. So I want to keep it away, and I hope that I can, the way I articulate or the way I share or the way you get to know my story, you understand that. You understand the message or the reason I'm sharing it with you. And I feel blessed. Today, if you ask me, I feel blessed. I was very angry when I was young, and when all these things were happening to me, I was like really, really upset. But I'm in a very good place. I'm at peace. I'm very happy.
No, I've seen your. I've personally been privy to your evolution, and it's been fabulous. You came to our office, and we spoke about the entire importance of mental health and why it's important to talk about it, and why it's important to not be ashamed of it. And the interesting part in that TED talk was that you disclosed that at the age of 16 you were contemplating suicide, and you talked yourself out of it. Many people think about it, and many people, they don't admit that either.
I think it takes courage. I think it's a sign of strength when you admit that you are wrong, when you admit you are weak, when you admit that you're failing. It takes courage. It's a sign of strength. The only thing is that you have to be lucky and blessed to have an environment and people around you who don't kick you in the balls. I'm sorry. You know, when you tell them that you're falling. So we need an ecosystem. We need to create environment. When we see a person like this, or when we hear something like this, we don't go and butch that person, but we go and, you know, put that person in the cradle, not judge that person, find a passage, that's the change we need to bring in society. That's the change we need to bring in each other, in ourselves. That when we find people like this or scenarios like this, are we equipped, you know, to help those people rather than judging them and actually crucifying them and making life more hell for them. And that's a change collectively which we have to bring, the understanding. Like, we don't need just, you know what, you need to be qualified to talk about mental health. Today, everybody's talking about mental health. What do you know about mental health? What have you seen in life that you're talking about mental health? It's very easy. It's like, I would say, just shut up. Find the correct discourse, you know. And there are a lot of nice, intelligent, educated, smart, medically trained people. You know, so let's listen to them. Let's find a way how in India we can make. And if you ask me, as an illiterate, as somebody who knows nothing, मुझे एक चीज मालूम है life में, that one of the things that heal people or correct the course for people is gentleness. You know, that I know, and I'm talking to with my experience. I've seen that. I've done that to a lot of people, and I've seen them heal and change and be better. I have a lot of people who've done that to me, and my life has become better. So before we go to the books and the psychiatrist and all that system, yes, that's the passage, that's the course. But I think we need to start being more gentle with each other. That'll be a great beginning.
I think that's what Manoj bhai meant by the entire sensitivity quotient. Okay, now, you know, one thing that I found curious was that, so you've had this journey on the streets of Delhi and Mumbai and Big Boss and the entire journey after that. So what I found interesting in that conversation, and even apart from that, I've been watching the other interviews.
Can I add something? I'm sorry, मैं आपको interrupt कर रहा हूँ, फरीदून भाई.
Sure.
आपने बोला तू, आपको पता है मैं बिग बॉस में नाराज हुआ, गुस्सा हुआ, तो याद भी नहीं है. मैं छोटा था यार, 24 साल का लड़का गुस्सा नहीं होगा, लड़ाई झगड़ा नहीं करेगा, धमकी नहीं देगा, गुस्सा नहीं करेगा, तो कब करेगा यार. बट मैं आपको पता है, जब मैं बाहर आया, मैं इतना हर्ट था, कुछ लोगों ने बोला ये पागल है, इसको डॉक्टर को दिखाओ. You won't believe I was so stressed and I was with somebody at that time. ऐसे मैं पागल नहीं हूँ यार, ये लोग मुझे ऐसे क्यों बोल रहे हैं मैं पागल हूँ? क्योंकि मैं गुस्सा किया, क्योंकि मैं रोया, क्योंकि मैंने को किसी से लड़ाई हुई है, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, मैंने उस इंसान के साथ बैर की, लड़ाई की, डिसएग्री किया. तो अगर मैं डिसएग्री कर रहा हूँ, इमोशन दिखा रहा हूँ और मैं दिखा रहा हूँ कि मुझे दुख हो, खुशी हो, तो वो लोग पागल होते हैं क्या? आपको आइडिया नहीं है ब्रो. टुडे इज द फर्स्ट टाइम आई एम टेलिंग दिस, एंड यू नो यू ऑलवेज ब्रिंग आउट, यू ओपन द डोर बिकॉज़ आई फील वेरी कंफर्टेबल टॉकिंग. आई वाज सो स्ट्रेस्ड, आई वाज सो अपसेट. ऐसे लोग मुझे पागल बोल रहे हैं, मैं पागल नहीं हूँ यार. I'm a good mind. Of course, then now because I'm in a good place now, I understand all this. So I don't want to do that to people, and I want to converse about it. I want to talk about it. Sorry, I just
it's okay. I think, you know, that is the idea that people tend to be too judgmental at times and making fun. In fact, that's what Manoj bhai said as well. That he was speaking about this entire nepotism debate, and that favoritism happens everywhere. But what is something which is not nice is that when you celebrate the failure, or
and I want to add and किसी को ऊपर करने के लिए किसी को नीचे मत करो. किसी को चमकाने के लिए दूसरे का माहौल और दूसरे के लिए खड्डा मत खोदो. You know, if I like you, I should say that I like you, but then that's not, you know, किसी और के लिए फिर गलत. So I think वो dangerous है.
No, absolutely. That is well said. And that's what he said. What I found interesting is, and especially in that TED talk, and I was very happy because I've known you for a very long time. That so your vocabulary is really good for someone who left home at 16. Your vocabulary is really good. You use a very nice nice phrases and expressions of communicating yourself. My question to you is, what sort of work have you done on yourself in terms of self-improvement? Because that is something which I feel a lot of people, a lot of actors, a lot of professionals, they need to understand that it's fine to crib. Opportunities nahi mil rahe, but the fact is that how much are you working on yourself?
That there's a madness to the method and the method to the madness. My favorite line. But all I can say is that I'm constantly checking myself. And I have this word, terminology, I call it auto-correction. So I want my life to be auto-corrected. What is auto-correction? Keep an environment and people around you who keep checking you. नहीं ऐसे बात मत करनी है, ऐसे मत करो, ऐसे मत बैठो. नहीं ऐसा गलत लग सकता है, कोई हर्ट हो सकता है. ऐसे टांग रखोगे तो हो सकता है उसको बुरा लगे. अरे नहीं मैं तो बचपन से ऐसे पैर रखता था, बट ठीक है तुम बचपन से रखते थे, बट हो सकता है इंसान को नहीं अच्छा लगे, मत करो, ऐसे मत करो. Just auto-correction. And the more you get access to your consciousness, the more you start. Then all these things come: sensitivity, awareness or compassion, empathy. फिर आप समझ लग जाते हो, कि मैं कुदरत के साथ कैसे रहूं, birds के साथ कैसे रहूं, लोगों के साथ कैसे. So I'm kind of very aware of all this. How these words have come to me, I don't know. Maybe my subconscious has picked these words. I don't know where these words come, to be honest. And sometimes it's just that when I'm talking, the words come. I don't know. Maybe there's a superpower which wants to, puts these kind of words in me, or how I have picked them. But a lot of books, I think, have a huge effect on me.
Yeah. What sort of reading do you do?
I mean, that also goes through change. But I've read a lot of books. A lot of people, lot of writers have affected me, and maybe that's also one kind of. It could be the reason that my kind of flow has become better. But I just think that if as a society, if we can become an auto-correction, self-correction, if like somebody doesn't open the door for a lady, if a gentleman or a lady can tell that guy, that young guy, it would have been cool if you opened the door. अगर आप इंडिया में किसी को बोल दे वो लड़का आपका है माथा फोड़ देगा. So if it's I just think awareness, the willingness to become better.
Some people are getting upset if you tell them to wear the mask, which is not cool.
No, again, so that's not an Indian thing. Like लोग same है, ऐसा नहीं कि इंडिया में लोग खराब है और दुनिया में ठीक है. एक segment है society की जो हमेशा rebel.
But the US, there's this video in Florida. People they came in the parliament and all that, and they said we will not wear the mask.
So,
and the number of cases shot up like anything in Florida. So
there will be a segment. There will be a huge section of people who will rebel, who will who are careless. In every society, in every country, there are. I mean, we can't do much about that.
Now, coming to your journey, I saw Big Boss, then I saw Kai Poche, and Sultan has been there. Even in a small film like even a small role in Super 30, for example, you create a very important impact. Every time you're there on screen in Super 30, you're making people just sit up and take notice. Where did that transformation come in terms of as an actor that you have to prove yourself?
So I don't want to sound cocky. I don't do films to prove myself. I don't act or create or give my life to every character to prove myself. Do I want validation from my seniors and you and fans and well-wishers and audiences? Yes. I won't lie. In fact, I'm a guy who needs so much validation. I live on validation. But when I create a character, bro, I don't think about all this. I think wholly that how can I become him? I don't even think that how can I outshine others. I never leave my character. I just say, okay, this is my character, give me my character. And I build that character. What is my, where this comes from? Yes. In my wish, in entirety is always that when people watch me, they should not see me. And when they watch this character, something should affect them. Something positive should affect them. That's what I think.
Okay. And you got a lot of recognition with the first season of Breathe. It gave you a lot of confidence as well.
Sultan was a big changing point, huge changing point. And then Breathe.
Do you feel that the fact that there is no pressure of the Friday numbers and the weekend numbers in OTT platforms, that takes away a lot of pressure from actors?
I don't know. I think I don't know. If you ask me, I would like to delete this word We don't make movies for pressure. You don't start a script. You don't say, okay, I'm going to make this film because I want to make $100 million. You say, I want to make this script. I want to be a part of this film. I want to build this character so that when it comes, people should watch it. I am not intimidated by all that. Of course, you are nervous. Of course, you are, you're anxious. There's so much anxiety. You've worked so hard. Like in Breed 2, bro, I was like, my heart rate was like above 200 for like 2 days. I say, you know what? Will people see? Will people notice me? Will they see the hard work we all have done? So but that's all good. That's all good. But, and then you have a point that in OTT, there's no, there's no kind of, you feel more safe. Nobody can like unnecessarily come and affect you because it's directly to the people and very difficult to manipulate people. Especially on OTT because it's direct. It's like private viewing. They're watching you. They're seeing it on their private phones and their laptops and then, and their television sets. But there's always pressure. Pressure is like, it's more like a hope. Will my film do well? Will my work happen? That much right we all have. We should have that.
So why I say that is when you have a film with Arshad Varsi, for example, and maybe it does not do that well at the box office. So the way the industry is, you may be having a substandard product, but if it does well at the box office, everyone goes for it. But you may be having a good film, maybe, and if it does not do well at the box office, or it does not get the distribution that the actors or the makers feel it should, a lot of people, they don't watch it. So I'm saying from that perspective that...
Yeah, I was very sad when Guddu Rangila didn't do well. And we are in a harsh industry. So when your movie doesn't do well, it's like a cricket match. At least in a cricket match, you don't get dropped after 1-0 or less score. When you do like a dozen low scores, then maybe. And if you've done well, then they keep you. They say, you know what, iska form aayega. But in movies, the form kabhi wait nahi karte. So when Guddu Rangila flopped, I'll be very honest, I was devastated. And then everybody called me, "Arey, tum intense karo, tum comedy nahi karo." Aise kyun? Aap kaise decide karoge? ये hit हो जाती तो आप बोलते comedy करो. But again, I'm not like crying. I'm just sharing with you that these are the battles. These are not struggles. They are they are challenges. They are an opportunity for you to pick, to keep picking, keep moving, keep exploring. Don't get stuck with, failures or losses or, things that have not been fruitful for you.
So I was watching one of your interviews and you said that when I was doing television, so मैं ज़्यादा time तक के लिए मैं टिकता नहीं था किसी भी serial में because मैं झगड़ा करके निकल लेता था. So what is interesting is as part of the evolution that so be it Kai Poche, be it Guddu Rangila, I believe Arshad Bhai told you a lot of things that really changed the course of your life that you mentioned in one of the interviews, and Sultan. Salman, I think he had great things to say about you.
Yes.
You guys gelled very well. It came across as well. Breathe 2. Abhishek has great things to say. Super 30. Hrithik Roshan has a lot of wonderful things to say. What really happened? When did you realize that it's important to have, to get along with people and to be genuine with people and to just become a part of the whole in a way?
I was always like, I was always genuine. I always respected people. I think in my earlier part of life, people were meaner to me. They were very mean, very disrespectful. I think जब एक 22 साल या 23 साल या 24 साल का लड़का कुछ करता है या रिएक्ट करता है या गलती करता है तो आप उससे लड़ते नहीं है. आप उसको बोलते हैं बच्चे इधर आप उसके कंधे पे हाथ रखते हो और बोलते हैं क्या प्रॉब्लम है. आज मैं 41 साल का हूँ. अगर मेरा हेयर स्टाइलिस्ट है तालिब इज लाइक अ किड लाइक अ ब्रदर लाइक फैमिली टू मी. जब वो कुछ गड़बड़ करता है मैं उससे भिड़ता नहीं हूँ. उसको कमरे में बुलाता हूँ. मैं उसको बोलता हूँ कॉफी बेटा क्यों इतना नाराज है आजकल. सो मैंने गलत नहीं किया था उस समय भी. मैं इस बात ये सब थी ये कि मैं छोटा था and I was a bull. I was ready to fight. Why I went to a school. I went to Lamartnia. We were taught to fight. My dad taught me कि तुम्हारा कोई एक हाथ तोड़े दूसरा तोड़ के आओ. But that was 30 years back. Unfortunately, he didn't know कि दुनिया बदलेगी. Violence हटना चाहिए. They didn't know. So I come from a very different learning. And then I want to tell you today, which I have again never told me. I didn't leave television. I did not leave television to go to the movies. It's the first time or the second time I'm telling anyone. Bro, they banned me. In television, they banned me. They called each other and said, इसको काम मत दो. तो फिर मैंने कहा अच्छा नहीं दे रहा हूँ मैं भी पिक्चरों में जाऊंगा. मैं आज पहली बार बोल रहा हूँ ऑनलाइन ये चीज. एंड मैं गुस्से में नहीं बोल रहा. बट अगर अब बोलना है तो फिर बोलते हैं ना यार. दे बैंड मी. I had a producer, very big TV producer, call me. He said यार तुम्हारे बारे में बहुत सुन रहे हैं. तुम ऐसा करते हो वैसा करते हो. मैं तुम्हें देना तुम एक्टर बहुत अच्छे हो. लेकिन और मैं उसको भी बोल दिया. मैंने कहा सर गलत करोगे लड़ूंगा. तो जो राइटर है बहुत बड़े पेनेंदु राइटर थे टीवी के. मुझे बाहर बोलते यार तेरे को या तो डायरेक्ट प्रोड्यूसर को वैसे ही डरा रहा है. तो मैं डरूंगा नहीं. Of course फिर मैं बड़ा हुआ ब्रो, मैं बड़ा हुआ 30 का हुआ, समझ में आया और तब तक मुझे क्राफ्ट से मोहब्बत होगी. फिर मैंने कहा यू नो व्हाट, इन लोगों से लड़ने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, सारा गुस्सा सारी खुंदक सब जो है काम में डाल दो. एंड फिर मुझे अच्छे लोग मिलने लगे, मेरी किस्मत पलटी. किस्मत हमेशा पैसे से नहीं पलटती है, अच्छे लोग मिलने से भी पलटती है. तो मेरे अच्छे लोग मिलने लग गए. आई मेट सम गुड पीपल हु वर नाइस. Mukesh Chavda was very nice to me. He saw my audition and he said, you know what? He called Disney, said, "Ye role karo." Gattu was so nice to me. There were so many people. I just started meeting nice people, and then I realized लड़ने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. ये तो इतने अच्छे. अरशद भाई तो मुझे घर बुलाते थे हर सैटरडे, तो मैं उनके घर में खाना खा रहा होता था. So all of a sudden my life changed. I didn't change. And then of course I grew and I understood. I went through a lot of healing. I went to psychiatrists. I went through that. I have no shame. And then I realized that लड़ाई झगड़ा नहीं करना. And then I read I have something Dalai Lama was talking somewhere, and then this one word came to me, tolerance. And उस शब्द ने मेरे लाइफ में बहुत परिवर्तन लाया. And then मैंने ये चीज सीखी कि लड़ने की तो जरूरत ही नहीं है. Then I came up with this line कि अगर जब वक्त अच्छा नहीं हो तो चुप रहो, और वक्त जब अच्छा हो तब आपको बोलने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Then I realized keep quiet, silence. And that's the reason I became so introverted. I just became quiet. Like सब अच्छा है भाई. इतना कि फिर जब बोलना पड़ा, जब बोलने की जरूरत थी तब मैं बोलता नहीं था. फिर मुझे क्रिटिसिज्म मिला तो मैं अपने आप को ऐसे ठीक करता हूँ. मुझे फिर लोगों ने बोला अब तो बोल, अब क्यों डर रहा है. तो ऐसे यार पहले बोलता था तो तकलीफ होती थी लोगों को. So I go through my journey. I've gone through a lot of good and bad to be where I am today. And I embrace both.
Okay, so bro, I personally feel that one needs to have some hobbies that really make a big difference in one's life. Like I love music, I love traveling. I find that so healing. I feel that I don't need anything when I'm traveling, for example, or if I'm listening to music or maybe making music. You're a biker. You love to travel. You go to these wonderful expeditions to Himalayas and Ladakh and all sorts of places. Has that helped you in getting to terms with yourself?
Yeah, a lot. Because that's where you go and you find yourself. I think in adventure, there's a lot of physicality and there's a lot of internal, because you're alone. Like in the Himalayas, you're at 18,000, 15,000 feet and you're alone. There's not, and that's the time you have to fight your demons. And that's the time when you see the real you. So either you fix the real you or you do something, but you can't run away. So, and plus I'll be very, very, I think this will be incomplete till I say that the people that I meet when I'm biking, my friends in Delhi and Bombay and different pockets, I'm connected to a lot of riders in the country, then mountaineers, bird watchers in Mukteshwar. It's not the expedition, just the expedition or what I do. It's when I'm doing these things, I meet a certain set of people and I am so amazed at their EQ. Their EQ is sublime. They're so beautiful, and those bonds are real. And they don't care. Like if I'm an actor, hit it, flop it, calm it, they're happy. Like my friends are calling me, Obreed is good, blah, we are so happy you have work. But they don't care. And so I think, yes, hobbies help. It's so good and important to have hobbies. They cultivate you. But for me, it's also been the people that I've met, with these passionate pursuits of mine.
Of course. Now, a lot is going on around Sushant right now. How do you remember him and how would you want to celebrate him? You've said that you want to just remember him for the rest of your life.
I will. I have to. Kai Poche is like the turning point in my life. And the way we were, all three of us, Raj, Sushant and me, we were at our purest. And whatever I have felt as an actor filming that, I have never felt that again. And I know I will never feel that again. And Sushant is a big part of that feeling. And we all started together, so that makes it more special. And I love the art. I think he's left a legacy. And through that, we'll remember him.
Okay, now coming to Shakuntala Devi, I personally think that it's going to be a very special film. I've spoken to Vidya at length. What exactly are you doing in Shakuntala Devi?
Just give me 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds, please.
Sure, no problem.
I just can't talk about Sushant and just get into it just I get locked, bro, when I think about him. So
no, I understand that. I'm
so sorry, but yeah, Shakuntala Devi is Vidya Balan's film. She is playing Shakuntala Devi. No, everybody knows I love her. She's a fantastic performer. I think what makes this film more special, other than that it is Shakuntala Devi, which was a very, very, she was a great, enterprising, successful, dramatic, there was so much somebody with such an attractive life. What I like about Shakuntala Devi is like the human connection of Shakuntala Devi, her husband, her daughter, which is played by Sania. Husband is played by Jishubhai, and I play her son-in-law basically. And it's a story about how Shakuntala Devi's life kind of affects this family. About me, I can just say I'm a very special part in this very special movie.
No, it must be. I think that the story is so fascinating. But I think her husband's character must be like really special as well. I think Jishubhai.
And Jishubhai, he's such a great actor. I mean, he's a lovely actor and so nuanced. And another thing for me, when I talk about Shakuntala Devi, I have to talk about my director, Anu.
Of course, Anu.
It was a great experience. Anu Menon. She's just so beautiful. Such a beautiful, honest, clear-hearted, passionate, just driven by passion. So I think she's made a great film. I think we all have submitted to her, and I'm excited about it. I'm very excited about it.
Right. Since the time we've spoken about Sushant, I think it is impacting you. I would not further want to go in because I understand that you. It's something which is very special.
Bro, you can talk.
Are you a bit disappointed the way the narrative is panning out? Because I've interacted with a lot of his fans. I think they are heartbroken. I'm personally very heartbroken because I interacted with him
my condolences to all his fans. My heartfelt condolences to all his fans.
Then there are a lot of other players who have jumped into the entire picture. Which
I'm not a violent person, but I want to thappad them. I want to tell them to shut up. And I hope when I see them, I don't slap them. But I'll keep quiet. But you're right.
I think no.
People have jumped in. And they should not jump in. They should have dignity. But that's how the world is, I guess.
Bro, you take care. You take care. Lovely talking to you. And
always.
And I think we're talking very soon for Yara. So I think
I'm excited for the project.
So all the best wishes and take care. And congratulations for Breathe 2. I'm sure that it will continue doing well. And
thank you. And I'm again saying you're one of the most wonderful people in this industry, and your support, your love means the world to me.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, man. Take care. Take care.